Hi, Shira Lazar here talking to Greg Ruiz and Stephanie Sullivan Ruiz. They are newlyweds, but they're newlyweds in a different way. They did it all online. Now explain what you guys did.
Well, it all started about 2 years ago when we were in a bi-coastal relationship. I live in Phoenix, and Stephanie at the time was living in North Carolina. And one evening we were chatting online on IM, and I guess I made a comment about, when we get married or something, and she wrote back, "You're being awfully presumptuous since you've never officially asked me." And so I happened to look at my browser, and my Twitter page was open at that moment, and I thought, well, why the hell not? Let's do this in front of the world. And so I typed in the proposal and then went back to IM and said, you may want to check Twitter. And she did.
And she was flabbergasted.
And did you tweet back yes? Is that how it works?
Yes. And it was funny because I expect we are very transparent. We're on Twitter and all our friends knew us and knew we were dating, and we speak at a lot of conferences, so we literally know people all over the world.
You live publicly online.
Yes. And so we had been very public anyway, so I didn't expect him to do it at that moment, but it just seemed an extremely appropriate way for him to do it, sort of like Geek Times Square, up on the Jumbotron or whatever.
And then it continued with your wedding.
Right. And
as you prepared for your wedding, you continue to do it publicly online.
Exactly. We had talked. Everyone had said, "Well, I hope you Twitter your wedding," and we had laughed about it, and sort of said, "Well, maybe it'd be fun to Twitter the vows back and forth." But then it sort of grew from there to say, you know what? Why not? Why not just do the entire thing online? So
and one reason, like we said, we know people all over the world, and if I were to invite people that are important to me and family, how many emissions of aircraft and people spending ridiculous amounts of money?
You're saving the environment by doing
I'm
Exactly.
saving the environment, totally.
But,
and it was a way to be able to share this with people that wouldn't be able to spend the money or wouldn't want to, come all the way to Phoenix and be able to share the wedding. And so we created a hashtag so that people could follow along. It was TweetWed. And it's turned out to be great. We sat there the night on our wedding night in bed reading the whole tweet stream from our wedding, and it was so sweet. People were so sweet.
And you live streamed it on Ustream as well, right? Oh.
Yeah, that in fact was Amy Jo Martin, one of our good friends. That was actually her idea. She showed up with the laptop and said, let's stream it as well. And we said, all right, let's go for it. Let's do it.
Well, it's sort of we were going to do the JOP thing, and then we decided, our backyard is so much prettier if we're actually going to TwitPic and do video and stuff, even if it's just a pastor marrying us. That was our initial idea. Let's just do it in the backyard. Friend, pastor, kids. Then our friends in town said, but wait, we always thought we'd be there if you had a wedding. So that's why it ended up being literally simultaneously on Twitter, all the service, all the vows, and 140 characters through the whole thing. And everybody had phones and took pictures.
So a lot of people might ask why you want to share such a private moment with so many people. Is this a trend that we're seeing?
Well, I think everyone is. I don't know if everyone would want to share their wedding, but the fact that we are living online these days, whether it is Twitter or instant messaging or blogging or whatever it is, it seems that we Flickr, another great one, it seems that we are sharing so much of ourselves as a society these days online. Why not? I feel like there are, it's invariably that thing of, okay, you're going to invite 100 people to the wedding. Well, what about that 101st person that's going to feel all cheated because they didn't get invited and so on? So, yeah.
Well, and I will tell you, I thought it was a great idea the whole time. And at the very last minute, as our friends started arriving and everybody was setting up and we had finished chopping the vowels and everything into 140 characters.
Which, by the way, is not easy to do.
It's not easy to do. But I suddenly started feeling a little bit trepidatious about opening my home up to the entire world, you know?
Yeah.
Because we said things that
We're very personal.
Yeah, we wrote our vows ourselves, and they were from our heart, and they were very personal. And suddenly I thought, well, I love having my friends and family there, but suddenly the people that might have read the little blurb in Wired coming, and I don't know them, and they don't know me, and I'm thinking, oh, this is a little odd.
Well, it makes everyone into almost like reality stars. You're deciding when to pull the trigger, I guess.
But, you know, once it got going, it felt like the most natural thing in the world. It was, and reading the tweet stream, people were so sweet and positive and happy that we shared that it felt like the right thing. We're public. So, you know, so we didn't Twitter our honeymoon, and we won't.
Okay, so it does stop at a certain point.
Yes, it does.
What does the future hold? Are you going to continue living your lives publicly and streaming your love?
Well, I think there's not really any way to avoid it. In my work, I travel about 240 days a year, so you know, we have all of that apart time, if you will, and the only way to actually be together is by doing it online.
In the old days, our relationship would never have worked. I mean, seriously, we were able, when he was in Germany, to watch the Super Bowl together. He's from New Orleans, so it was a big game for us, you know, with the Saints and the Super Bowl. And we were able to use Slingbox on his computer and Skype. And we were on Skype together, and I was watching the TV here, and he was in Munich, you know, watching the game on the Slingbox. And so for us, technology is the way we live. It is the way we can keep our relationship alive. Otherwise, I'd be like the little wife at home, and sometimes I'm on the road with him, but very often he's there. So yeah, we will continue to live this way because it's just an outgrowth of our lives. You know, this is how we are.
And it allows you to stay connected in more ways.
Yes, totally.
Absolutely.
Connected when we can't be in the same room.
There you go. Thank you so much, and best of luck together.
Thank you.
Thank you.